Hey everyone, it's George from Blockchain DXB and today is the 7th of August 2025 and the price of Bitcoin in the global cryptocurrency market is pretty much the same since the last 24 hours. The only thing that has changed is the ETF inflows, and since the last few days guys, there was a lot of ETF outflows, isn't it? But since the last 24 hours looks like investor sentiment has actually picked up pace, and because of that the ETF inflows is positive and there is approximately $41.3 million invested in ETF inflows. Now, is this a sign that the prices of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies will be pumping up? Most likely yes, isn't it? But look guys, I cannot stress this enough. The Bitcoin and cryptocurrency world is absolutely wild and wicked sometimes, and it is so important that we do not look at any one particular metric or chart to give out any price predictions. And historically, I've always said this, all price predictions are 100% right 50% of the time. Now that thing being said guys, regarding Bitcoin, I'm pretty much sure there's only one direction to move towards. And just few hours ago guys, David Marcus, who's the current CEO of LightSpark, and he was the guy I believe behind Facebook Messenger, as well as Facebook's Libra stablecoin, that is Libre, which did not materialize, and he was also the former PayPal president. He has put out a really convincing statement regarding Bitcoin guys, and what he actually said: generations to come will wish they were born with this one, when they still had the chance to own one full Bitcoin. So look guys, a lot of the OGs in the space, they definitely understand the power and impact of Bitcoin, isn't it? Really important stuff. Now in today's episode guys, we have quite a lot of interesting things to cover. Now unfortunately guys, the first is definitely not a good one, and this is an update regarding Roman Storm, who was the developer of Tornado Cash, isn't it? And his case was ongoing since the last few weeks, and unfortunately guys, the verdict is that he is guilty. So in today's episode we'll go ahead and discuss what this news is all about, because news such as this guys is a direct attack on privacy as well, isn't it? So I'll definitely go ahead and touch base on this news. Now look guys, I'd really urge you guys to go ahead and check Roman Storm's X profile, and he's clearly blaming Joe Biden for all of this drama regarding Tornado Cash. So what we'll do guys, in today's episode we'll go ahead and discuss the US Department of Treasury under the Biden administration, why they went ahead and sanctioned Tornado Cash. Now it's going to be really interesting to see guys what the update to this is, because the outcome of this guys will directly have an impact on decentralized finance, and more importantly on open source developers as well, as in it. Really powerful information, to be completely honest. Now the next news guys is connected to Bitcoin Treasury and Parataxis Holdings guys. They are going public via SPAC merger, and they're doing that along with Silverbox. And in doing so guys, they want to go ahead and raise $640 million to go ahead and fund their Bitcoin treasury strategies. Now according to me guys, this definitely seems like a positive news, isn't it? But look guys, whenever there is a SPAC involved, a lot of tiny investors and individual investors, they are the ones who end up suffering quite a lot. But at a macro level, you can say that news such as this is positive for the world of Bitcoin. So we'll definitely go ahead and take a deep dive into this. Now the next news guys is also connected to Bitcoin, but this is a massive one, but at the same time it is connected to Bitcoin ETFs and Michigan State Pension Fund guys. They have increased the exposure to Bitcoin by tripling the investment in ARK Investment Bitcoin ETF. So really interesting news, isn't it? Now I really wish it was direct investment into Bitcoin as such, but for the time being, let's go ahead and take a win regarding the Bitcoin ETF as well. So we'll definitely go ahead and touch base on what this news is all about. Now the final news for today guys is another interesting one, and this is connected to Stablecoin and MetaMask along with Stripe guys. They are going ahead and launching a new stablecoin. Really interesting development, isn't it? And in the episode that I released yesterday guys, I did talk about Stripe who are actually debbing a new stablecoin with slashes in it. So it looks like now Stripe is definitely understanding the benefits of stablecoins. So really interesting move from them. Now we have quite a lot of interesting things to cover guys in today's episode. And like we do in every Blockchain DXB podcast, we will be looking at two news from Dubai, UAE and the Middle East. Now the first news is a massive one, and this is connected to Laser Digital, and they have one regulatory note from crypto derivatives in Dubai, and the approval guys is from Dubai's Virtual Asset Regulatory Authority. So we'll definitely go ahead and touch base on what this news is all about. So essentially guys, Laser Digital is now authorized to offer direct client facing OTC crypto derivatives. Really interesting development, isn't it? Now the next news guys is connected to artificial intelligence, and this according to me guys is another brilliant news. And Groq with a Q not K, they along with HUMAIN have launched OpenAI's new model with real-time access. So really interesting development. Now one of the reasons why this news is important is because HUMAIN guys is associated with the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia, isn't it? And since the last 3 years guys, I'm seeing so many news coming out from the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, particularly in the world of artificial intelligence. So really interesting news. So we'll definitely go ahead and take a deep dive into this. So we have quite a lot of interesting things to cover guys in today's episode. Let's kickstart with it right away. Hey everyone, this episode is powered by a new sponsor that is Amana, and they are the region's first and fastest growing regulated all-in-one trading and investing app. So look guys, whether you're looking into investing in US stocks like Apple or Tesla, or mena giants like ADNOC or Salik, Amana puts the financial markets on your fingertips. It includes gold, foreign exchange, ETFs, futures, commodities, and guess what guys? They have over 375 cryptocurrencies, and this makes them the biggest crypto selection in the region. Now for the Blockchain DXB listeners guys, if you want to go and build long-term wealth without thinking about it every day, explore Amana's pre-built auto investment plans, and all you have to do is set your monthly budget, choose your preferred asset category, and let Amana automate the investing for you. Zero fees, zero lockups, 100% customizable. And here's the thing guys, funding your account is easier than ever. You can fund your account with Apple Pay, Google Pay, credit cards, instant bank deposits, and even crypto wallets. No friction and no hassles. And the best part is guys, let's say if you need support, you would absolutely love Amana for this, because they offer 24/6 human customer service, as well as a personalized sales support, real people, real help, and the customer support is in English as well as in Arabic. And for the Blockchain DXB listener and community guys, I do have something really exclusive for you. What you can do is register with Amana using the code Blockchain DXB, or you can also use the link that is in the show notes below. And here's the best part guys, once you register, fund your account with a minimum of $100 and at least go ahead and make one trade, and then you'll receive a $100 trading bonus credit to your account the following month. But look guys, it's real important to note, the bonus is non-withdrawable. It is there to help you trade and learn. So look guys, if you're looking for a transparent, powerful and easy to use app, that's Amana for you. So what are you waiting for guys? Download the app now, or you can also visit the website that is amana.app, and don't forget to use the code Blockchain DXB. And Amana guys is all markets one app. Next guys, I'm happy to announce that Blockchain DXB is the official media partner with one of the OGs in the cryptocurrency and blockchain event space, and that is Blockchain Futuristic Conference taking place in Florida this year, as well as ETHE Women taking place simultaneously. And trust me guys, this is an event that you don't want to miss, isn't it? Because for the very first time, North America's most immersive Web3 event is heading to the United States of America, and the Blockchain Futurist Conference and ETHE Women event is actually taking place between the 5th and 6th of November. And the location is absolutely stunning guys. It is taking place at Guitar Hotel at Hard Rock, which is in Hollywood, Florida. That's right guys, palm trees, panels, and the biggest mind in blockchain and cryptocurrency is all in one place. So there will be multi-stage panels, NFT galleries, DeFi showcases, hand-on tech demos, metaverse experiences, even outdoor VIP cabanas, and quite a lot more. And the Guitar Hotel at Hard Rock guys is one of the most iconic venues in the country. So look guys, if you're in the Web3 space, cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, or even artificial intelligence space, or just want to do some serious networking, this is the place that you got to be. And to all of you Blockchain DXB listeners guys, we have something really interesting for you, because you can get a 25% off the tickets. So just use the code DXB25, and the link to the event as well as the code is in the show notes below. And as an official media partner, I'll be doing exclusive live coverage, interviews, behind the scenes access, and I will be spotlighting some of the most exciting projects shaping the future of decentralized finance tech. So if you're at the venue guys, definitely come and say hi. Maybe we can catch up for a coffee as well. So listen guys, the code is DXB25, and by using this code you will be eligible for a 25% discount. And the event is taking place between the 5th and 6th of November 2025 at the iconic Guitar Hotel at Hard Rock, that is in Hollywood, Florida. And in the show notes below guys, there's all contact details for Blockchain Futuristic Conference Florida 2025, as well as ETHE Women. And look guys, this is the future of blockchain technology brought into life, so don't just read about it, be there and head to the website that is futuristconference.com, and go ahead and use the code DXB25. So see you at the event. Next, Advanced Media. Advanced Media guys is the largest distributor of professional video, photo, broadcast and cinematic equipment and accessories in the Middle East and MENA region. With over 2 decades of experience, Advanced Media is now the largest distributor in the Middle East, representing more than 100 recognizable brands, including brands such as Zeiss, DJI, Hasselblad, Red and Rode. As a matter of fact guys, the very mic that I'm recording is being sponsored by Advanced Media as well, and Advanced Media has showrooms in Saudi Arabia and services as well. Looks like they're definitely taking the Middle East by storm, And here's the beautiful thing, guys. They are taking corporate social responsibility very seriously, and they are focusing on 3 P's, that is people, planet, and prosperity. Now listen, guys, if you do want to find out more information regarding the statement of corporate social responsibility, check out the website, that is www.amt.tv. And here's the beautiful thing, guys. They also want to be a leader and set an example and reputation as a pioneer and member of the community. And in doing so, guys, they also have an AMT scholarship with SAE Institute in Dubai, UAE. So definitely check it out. And also, guys, Advanced Media is committed to persistently developing, organizing, and hosting training workshops, seminars, and community events that educate, inform, and familiarize consumers with new equipment and the latest technological advances. So listen, guys, do one thing. If you do want to support this channel, go to the website, that is www.amt.tv, and follow the social media channels as well. All of the details are in the show notes below. Next, Startup OI is global one-tech platform for tech. It offers global high-paying tech jobs with flexibility in working time and location, global free tech events, and tech networks to connect with global like-minded engineers. A brilliant platform to listen to the tech experts in Metaverse and to grab their insights. Now listen, all you have to do is download the app Startup OI. If you're using an Android version, go to Google Store and App Store for iOS devices. Alternatively, you can also click on the show notes below to download Startup OI. Next, guys, listen, if you're into fitness, if you're into adventure, if you want to do something wild but still want to keep your health in check, there is a new podcast in town, a podcast focusing on obstacle course race in the Middle East. The podcast is called the Race-Pace Podcast. So check out the Race-Pace Podcast across all leading platforms. And the Race-Pace Podcast is a peer-to-peer community-driven podcast where they talk all about obstacle course race in the Middle East, from Sandstorm to Spartan Race, from Tough Mudder to Desert Warrior Challenge, and also the Government Gulf Games, and quite a lot more. The podcast has interviews with athletes locally and internationally to get inside scoop on how athletes prepare for obstacle course race. In the podcast, they also talk about interesting stories on why they are motivated to do obstacle course race. And that's not all. They also plan to release 7 NFTs. And these NFTs are no ordinary. These NFTs will represent every emirate in the UAE. And listen, guys, these NFTs are going to be absolutely massive. So do one thing, go to Spotify, go to iTunes, go to any leading podcasting platform, check out the Race-Pace Podcast across all leading platforms. And finally, guys, not your keys, not your crypto. If you have dabbled with cryptocurrencies and now are seriously getting to protect your cryptocurrencies, there is no better way to protect it by using a hardware wallet. And this is where Ledger Wallet kicks in. And Ledger Wallets are hardware cryptocurrency wallets made by Ledger, a company headquartered in Paris, France. And Ledger's hardware wallets are multi-currency wallets that are used to store private keys for cryptocurrencies offline. And Ledger offers 2 hardware wallets, the Ledger Nano and Ledger Nano X wallets. They are world-class experts with extensive crypto security backgrounds. They continuously look for vulnerabilities in Ledger products in a constant effort to improve the level of security. Now, in today's world, securing these digital assets is a critical challenge, and this is where Ledger kicks in. So click the link below to buy your hardware wallet and support this podcast. It is a brilliant way to support this podcast. So what are you waiting for? The link is in the show notes below. Now, guys, since you've taken care of that, let's kickstart by looking at the global cryptocurrency market. Now, the global cryptocurrency market, guys, hasn't pumped up a lot since the last 24 hours. And the only reason I can think of is because President Donald Trump, he has announced roughly around 25% tariffs on India, isn't it? Now, India is a massive market for United States of America and vice versa. And that has created a bit of political drift between the US as well as India, isn't it? But look, guys, President Donald Trump historically has said this. He's really happy and in good relationship with Prime Minister Narendra Modi. But regarding tariffs, he's definitely not happy with India. Because according to him, India has the highest tariff rates, which by the way is 100% fact as well. But looks like India has decided not to bend the knee. And in retaliation to this, guys, President Donald Trump has imposed 25% tariffs. Along with that, guys, he's also penalizing India because they're buying oil from Russia and quite a lot of other regions. So it's going to be really interesting to see if there's any trade agreement made between India and US. And news such as this will directly be impacting the price of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies indirectly. Now let's go ahead and take a deep dive into the global cryptocurrency market. And as I mentioned earlier guys, after almost 5 days we are seeing inflows in ETFs. And I'm talking about ETFs only connected to cryptocurrencies. And looks like the ETF inflow since the last 24 hours is at $41.3 million. Now granted guys, this number is ridiculously low, because on an average given day this number is around the $200 to $400 million mark, isn't it? So it is almost 1/10 of a regular given day. And that thing being said guys, if you look at the global cryptocurrency market since the last 24 hours, it is marginally up by 1.54%, and the global cryptocurrency market is at $3.83 trillion. And what is really interesting to note guys is that the volume of stable coins has marginally gone down. Now I'd really like to see the volume of stable coins at least 20% higher of what it is, because that would actually mean that over the weekend there is a very high possibility for the prices of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies to pump up. Now there is a possibility that might happen as well. So let's see how the market is reacting to this. Now if you look at the global cryptocurrency market though, since the last 24 hours it is at $125 billion, and the volume of decentralized exchanges at $11.67 billion, and the total fees accumulated by these transactions guys is accounting for $81.67 million. Now the total value locked today is at $138.45 billion, and I'm pretty much sure guys, as and when the narrative regarding Ethereum treasury firms, Binance treasury firms, Solana treasury firms, Dogecoin treasury firm picks up pace, this number will drastically be improving. Who's to say the total value locked may even cross the $400 billion mark? And going back to 2020 guys, the total value locked across decentralized finance used to hover somewhere between the $240 billion mark, and from $240 billion mark it has definitely fallen down miserably. So let's see if the narrative regarding treasury firm picks up pace. As a matter of fact, in today's episode I'm going to be discussing some news regarding treasury firms as well as in it. So it looks like that is the new trend in the cryptocurrency world. Now if you look at the decentralized exchange dominance guys, today it is at 37.32%, and I cannot stress this enough guys. Out of this 37.32%, there is a very high possibility that centralized exchanges account for 20%, maybe even 25% of this dominance. Now that thing being said guys, let's quickly run to the volume of decentralized exchanges. Uniswap today is at number 1 with $3.22 billion. PancakeSwap is at number 2nd with $1.64 billion. Fluid guys is at number 3rd with $777.29 million. And at number 4th is Radium with $744.09 million, and Aerodrome is at number 5th, and its 24-hour volume is $618.89 million. Now let's quickly run to the volume of stable coins, and as I mentioned earlier guys, I would really have liked to see this number at least 20% higher of what it is, and there is a very high possibility that might actually happen over the weekend as well. Because right now Tether USDT is leading the pack with $85.34 billion. It would have been great if this number was around the $110 to $120 billion mark, isn't it? Now Circle USDC is at number 2nd with $10.69 billion. And FDUSD is at number 3rd with $5.55 billion. Now let's quickly run to the dominance, 24-hour trading volume and market cap of Bitcoin and Ethereum. And if you look at the dominance of Bitcoin guys, today it is at 60.80%. Whereas Ethereum's dominance today is at 11.80%. Now if you look at the 24-hour trading volume guys, Bitcoin is at $54.49 billion, whereas Ethereum is at $25.80 billion. Now surprisingly guys, the market cap of Bitcoin hasn't improved a lot. Today it is only at $2.28 trillion, whereas Ethereum is at $442 billion. Now every day guys in the Blockchain DXB podcast I tend to look at one new matrix, isn't it? And today guys I want to look at the top AI and big data tokens by market capitalization. And it is no surprise that Bitensor is at number 1 with $3.28 billion. Now Bitensor guys is kind of like the Ethereum in the world of artificial intelligence, isn't it? And if you're a developer, I'm pretty much sure you know what Bitensor is. So it is no surprise that they're leading the pack so far as AI and big data tokens is concerned. Now at number 2nd guys is Near Protocol with $3.07 billion. ICP or Internet Computer Protocol is at number 3rd with $2.27 billion. And at number 4th guys is Render with $1.85 billion. And at number 5th guys is something which I heard for the very first time called a Story, and its market cap is at $1.74 billion. Now guys, let's go and look at the king of all kings, that is Bitcoin. And the price of Bitcoin right now is $114,733. But since the last 24 hours it is up by 0.80%. And since the last 7 days it is actually down by 2.79%. Ethereum is at $3,672. And since the last 24 hours it is up by 2.22%. And since the last 7 days it is actually down by 4.28%. Ripple XRP right now is below the $3 mark. It is at $2.99. And since the last 24 hours guys it is actually up by 1.63%. And since the last 7 days it is actually down by 4.25%. Now it's going to be really interesting to see, guys, how the market is going to be reacting over this weekend. And that would give us some indication as to what August and September has in store for us, isn't it? And look, guys, I hate saying this. Historically, August and September has not been good for the price of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. The bull market usually tends to pick up pace in October, November, and December. But whatever I'm saying is definitely not financial advice. And make sure you guys go out and do your own research. Now, guys, let's go out and discuss some unfortunate news in the world of Tornado Cash. And the news essentially is that Roman Storm, who's the developer, has been found guilty. Now here's the interesting thing, guys. He's found guilty only on one charge, that is guilty of conspiracy to operate an unlicensed money transmitting business. Now look, guys, it is so important to understand that this is definitely a political move. And what happened, guys, in 2022 under the Biden administration, the US Department of Treasury sanctioned a protocol called as Tornado Cash, which is more of a mixer. And the developers who are part of this, guys, they were also facing a lot of legal consequences because of this. Now fast forward to 2025, guys. Roman Storm, one of the developers of Tornado Cash, has been found guilty. But he's found guilty only on one charge, guys. That is guilty of conspiracy to operate an unlicensed money transmitting business. But there's a little bit of hope, guys. The jury could not reach a verdict on money laundering and sanctions against violations. So now essentially what happens is, this particular outcome leaves the US Department of Justice under the Trump administration to possibly retry those unresolved charges in a separate trial. So there is a possibility for another trial to happen as well. Now look, guys, if you want to go and stay updated with news regarding Tornado Cash, what I'd really urge you to do is, there's a guy called as Frank Corva via Twitter or X, who's the White House correspondent from Bitcoin magazine, and he was the guy who actually attended this court session, and he's the guy who's constantly providing updates regarding this. Now what is a bit unfortunate to note, guys, is this particular trial and court case was actually done in a democratic state, and the trial of Roman Storm, who is the co-founder of Tornado Cash, guys, was held in a Manhattan federal court, specifically in the Southern District of New York, and this was done under the supervision of US District Judge Catherine Paul Cafella. Now look, guys, we know that New York is typically governed by a Democratic Party state, isn't it? And right now the state governor as well as the congressional delegations, they are both under the current Democratic leadership. So could it be possible because of that they want to go and put out a statement that mixing services such as Tornado Cash as well as privacy protocols are not accepted in the state? There is definitely a very high possibility for that thing to happen as well, isn't it? And legal experts from the cryptocurrency space, guys, they're also warning that the case sets a troubling precedent for decentralized finance and open source developers, because it broadens the application of money transmitter laws to decentralized finance protocols, isn't it? So it's going to be really interesting to see, guys, what the US Department of Justice does under the Trump administration. Now going back to January of 2025, guys, the US Department of Treasury, that is Scott Bessent, did actually go and remove all these sanctions, and they did actually put out a narrative that whatever the developers of Tornado Cash did was absolutely nothing wrong. But there was a teeny tiny catch to it, guys. They did actually state in the near future there is a very high possibility for the case to reoccur. And unfortunately, guys, the legal team that was backing Roman Storm in January 2025, they decided to fight back in the world of privacy, which from an ethical point does make a lot of sense. But look, guys, the US Department of Treasury under the Trump administration, they were kind of giving the indication that let's forget about it and everyone can go home. As a matter of fact, guys, Roman Storm could have been completely free back then. And if they would have decided to do that, guys, Roman Storm could have been completely free as well. But they decided to fight the wrongdoings that was actually done by the Biden administration. Fortunately, guys, the case did actually go to a democratic state. And because of that, now Roman Storm has been found guilty. So it's going to be really interesting to see, guys, what the outcome to this is. So could it be possible if this particular case was actually done in a Republican state, then the outcome would have been different? The answer to that definitely seems like a yes, isn't it? And as I mentioned earlier, guys, go to the Twitter X profile of Roman Storm, and his profile does actually state that he is a proud US citizen, but he's targeted by the Biden administration. So definitely unfortunate news for him. And as an industry, guys, we definitely see it as a major test for privacy rights, isn't it? Especially after US court overturned Tornado Cash OFAC sanctions. And this, as I mentioned earlier, did actually happen under the Trump administration in January of 2025. So let's see what the outcome to this is. And more importantly, what impact does it have in the world of privacy? Now, guys, let's go and discuss some news in the world of Bitcoin treasury firms. And Parataxis Holdings, guys, which is an institutional Bitcoin-focused asset manager, they are deciding to go public. But here's the interesting thing, guys. They are doing via SPAC merger. And SPAC essentially stands for Specific Acquisition Company. And they're merging with a company called a Silverbox Corp 4, guys. And here's the interesting thing. The deal could raise $640 million to go and fund Bitcoin treasury strategies in US as well as South Korea. And it would also include a $31 million immediate Bitcoin purchase. And the merged company, guys, that is Parataxis Holdings Incorporated, the ticker symbol is PRTX. It will be listed on New York Stock Exchange and leverage its first mover advantage in South Korea as well. And they will be doing that with an acquisition of a company called as Bridge Biotherapeutics. Now the platform, guys, aims to deliver yield-enhanced Bitcoin exposure backed by an experienced institutional team. But look, guys, whenever there is a SPAC involved, there is always massive red flag as well, according to my honest opinion. Because usually, guys, what SPACs tend to do is they tend to involve a lot of celebrities, such as football players, or maybe even K-pop idols to go out and sell their products. And the moment they've got initial investment, guys, a lot of the original founders tend to disappear, and the value of that particular share tends to fall down. And average individual investors tend to suffer the most, but this is the nature of finance, isn't it? So whenever there is a SPAC involved, guys, make sure you go out and do your own due diligence and always be wary of any information that they put out, particularly when celebrities are involved. Now we know in South Korea there is massive hype regarding K-pop, isn't it? So I wouldn't be surprised if you do actually see any Blackpink members involved in this. Maybe Jisoo, Lisa, Jennie, or maybe even Rosé involved in this. But that thing being said, guys, if you look at it from a Bitcoin only point of view, news such as this is definitely positive, isn't it? As a matter of fact, guys, the next news I'm going to be talking about is also connected to Bitcoin, but this is connected to Bitcoin ETF and Michigan State Pension Fund, guys. They have cautiously increased the exposure to Bitcoin, and they are going massive and big in this, guys. They're actually tripling the investment in ARK Bitcoin ETF. And look, guys, news such as this is definitely signaling a growing institutional investment in cryptocurrencies, isn't it? And more importantly, now it is becoming through a regulated financial product. So really powerful information. But look, guys, it is important to understand they are buying ARK Bitcoin's ETF. And just to share some numbers, guys, with the now increased investment in ARK Bitcoin ETF, Michigan State's pension fund will be holding 300,000 shares, which is up from 110,000 last year. And the investment now is at $11.3 million. And they also have roughly around 460,000 shares of Grayscale Ethereum ETF as well, which is valued at $9.6 million. So look, guys, when you talk about ETFs, a lot of these pension funds are also getting involved in it, isn't it? And that is one of the reasons why, guys. Now one of the first metrics I tend to look at is the ETF inflows and outflows, because it tells you the institutional investor confidence, isn't it? And as much as we dislike saying it, guys, their confidence does actually impact the price of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. Now, guys, let's go ahead and discuss the final news for today, which is connected to a new stablecoin. And MetaMask, guys, is reportedly launching a dollar-pegged stablecoin called as mmUSD. And they're doing that in partnership with Stripe. And here's the interesting thing, guys. This is according to a leaked data, but this particular data was immediately deleted. And this information was actually leaked via an Aave governance proposal. Now the only thing I can say, at least for now, it is intended as a co-asset across MetaMask services. And look, guys, it's needless to say the only reason why Stripe is getting heavily involved in stablecoins is because the Genius Act has been passed as law, isn't it? And Genius Act offers a lot of clarity in the world of stablecoins. And we're seeing major fintech firms like PayPal and Robinhood venturing into stablecoins as well, isn't it? And right now, if you look at the market cap of stablecoins alone, it is at roughly around $260 billion. Could it be possible in a decade's time only the volume of stablecoins is around the $2 or $3 trillion mark? Definitely a very high possibility in my honest opinion. But look, guys, I cannot stress this enough. I'd really like to see news regarding algorithmically backed stablecoin. And according to me, guys, right now one of the blue ocean or game changer will be the algorithmically backed stablecoin. But it has to be done entirely by artificial intelligence. Maybe someone can come up with an idea where the entire algorithmically backed stablecoin is done purely by artificial intelligence. We are talking about the burning mechanism, the audit, the reserve, the way it is managed, pretty much everything. And who should say with Groq 4 iterations coming up, there is a very high possibility for that thing to happen as well. So these were the news, guys, on the Bitcoin, blockchain, cryptocurrency and artificial intelligence world at a macro level. Now let's go ahead and look at two news from Dubai, UAE and the Middle East. And Nomura-backed Laser Digital, guys, they have won regulatory nod from crypto derivatives in Dubai. So let me go ahead and give out more information regarding this, because this license, guys, is issued under Dubai's VARA, that is Virtual Asset Regulatory Authority's pilot framework, and it marks the first regulated license for over-the-counter crypto options under VARA. And because of this license, guys, Laser Digital is now authorized to offer direct client-facing OTC crypto derivatives, and these derivatives are executed under ISD agreements for legal standardization. And they also plan to start with medium data vanilla option structures as well. And based on the news, guys, right now the focus is on major crypto tokens rather than exotic assets. And what I like, guys, based on the announcement is They want to build a compliant foundation in crypto derivatives, and the future plan includes yield enhancement, borrowing and lending services, and spot trading integrations. Now, regarding OTC derivatives, guys, International Swaps and Derivative Associations is the global standards, isn't it? And looks like that is something that they're definitely focusing on. Now, Laser Digital's regulatory approval, guys, does highlight Dubai's emergence as a crypto derivatives hub as well as in it. And if I'm not mistaken, guys, Coinbase is also planning to do that via another platform called as Deribit. Now, according to Laser Digital's Chief Product Officer, that is Johannes Willard, Dubai's VARA, that is Virtual Asset Regulatory Authority, is both strict and supportive at the same time, because they do demand detailed operational jurisdictions before approval. But once it is approved, guys, entities are given flexibility to innovate within the regulatory sandbox. Now look, as it is needless to say that Dubai is increasingly viewed as a crypto-friendly jurisdiction with regulatory clarity as well as in it, and this particular move does actually align with the global momentum towards regulated crypto derivatives as well. And Laser Digital definitely sees this as a first step in broader strategy to expand digital asset services, so definitely brilliant news in my honest opinion. Now the next news, guys, I'm going to be talking about is a really interesting one, and this is in the world of artificial intelligence and Groq, guys, which is not the same as Groq by Elon Musk, but it is a US-based AI interference platform with a Q instead of a K. They, along with HUMAIN, which is backed by the public investment firm that is owned by Saudi Arabian AI company, they have launched OpenAI's latest open source model, and the model, guys, launched GPT OSS 120B as well as GPT OSS 20B as well, and the models are globally available in Groq Cloud with real-time interference capabilities. And here's the thing, guys, they focus on ultra-low latency and high-speed performance, and HUMAIN, guys, is providing regional support for developers in Saudi Arabia. And here's the thing, guys, developers get 128,000 token context windows, which is ideal for large documented conversations, isn't it? And the integrated tools include server-side code execution as well as web search functionality as well. Now, regarding the GPT OSS 120B, guys, it delivers 500 plus tokens per second inference speed, whereas GPT 20B, guys, it hits 1000 tokens per second, offering faster response for lighter tasks. And right now they also have a limited offer, guys, and the tool call fields using these open models are currently waived off as well. So really interesting news, isn't it? Now, regarding Groq Cloud, guys, it does actually run across data centers in North America, Europe, as well as the Middle East also, and it ensures broad global access with minimal latency as well. And it also builds on Groq's past support for OpenAI's open models like Whisper, and Groq's architecture, guys, is optimized to run large language models affordably and quickly. Now, it's needless to say, guys, HUMAIN is pushing for AI sovereignty and innovation within the Saudi Arabia region, isn't it? And HUMAIN, guys, offers full-stack AI capabilities, including data centers, large language model training, and applied artificial intelligence. So this partnership, guys, supports Saudi Arabia's ambition in AI leadership, IP development, and digital infrastructure as well. So really positive news in my honest opinion. So these were the news, guys, on the Bitcoin, blockchain, cryptocurrency, and artificial intelligence world from Blockchain DXB. In case if you like listening to this podcast, please click on the follow button, give it a 5-star rating, and share the word across. Now for the next few minutes is going to be an Ask Me Anything series, where your listeners can ask any questions regarding Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and Metaverse. So let's get started with the Ask Me Anything series. Hey everyone, before we go ahead and kickstart the Ask Me Anything series, I do have some really interesting announcements. The first one is an interesting partnership, and this is connected to Bitcoin events. Now look, guys, you know that Bitcoin is the king of all kings, isn't it? And the OGs of Bitcoin events, that is Bitcoin Inc., they have a massive event taking place in August in Hong Kong. And guess what, guys? Blockchain DXB is the official media partner for Bitcoin Asia 2025. And this particular event, guys, takes place in August in Hong Kong. And Bitcoin Asia is the region's premier Bitcoin gathering event where builders, investors, as well as investors meet. So at this event, guys, expect powerful keynotes, bold conversations, and a headlining session with none other than Eric Trump, and he will be sharing his vision for Bitcoin's long-term potential. And more importantly, he, along with a lot of Bitcoin OGs, guys, they will be talking about the role of Bitcoin in global finance. And at the Bitcoin Asia 2025 event, guys, they will be discussing Asia's massive impact on adoption. And look, as Bitcoin Asia event connects global Bitcoin communities and drives innovation across cultures and markets, from infrastructure to regulations, privacy tools to lightning development, and quite a lot more. And for you listeners of the Blockchain DXB podcast, guys, I have a cool discount code of 10% for you. And the code is pretty simple, guys. It is DXB, that is D for David, X for X-ray, and B for Bravo. And DXB is the code for Dubai as well, isn't it? So what are you waiting for, guys? In the show notes below, you'll see the registration details for Bitcoin Asia 2025. And look, guys, Hong Kong is calling. So be part of the future of Bitcoin. Now the next announcement, guys, is another big one, and this is connected to Future Blockchain Summit and Fintech Search 2025. And Blockchain DXB once again is the media partner for Future Blockchain Summit and Fintech Search 2025. Now me personally, guys, I did attend the Future Blockchain Summit going back to 2017, and the fact is, guys, it is one of the biggest, oldest as well as boldest blockchain events in the region, and according to me as well as a lot of advocates of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, Future Blockchain Summit as well as Fintech Search 2025 is probably the biggest event in the entire world. And this event, guys, takes place between the 12th and 15th of October at the iconic location of Dubai Harbour. So this is going to be the place where blockchain meets fintech to redefine the future of finance. So expect 250 world-class speakers, over 1,200 investors, live demos, product launches, as well as GITEX Digital Assets Forum, and all of this thing, guys, will be under one roof. So you can expect so-called Web3 pioneers to fintech leaders shaping payments, banking, insurtech, AI, as well as decentralized finance. And this particular event, guys, brings the entire ecosystem together. This is a launchpad you've been waiting for. And by attending this event, guys, you will be in a position to be in front of top venture capitals, accelerators, as well as industry leaders. And for blockchain and fintech companies, guys, this is where connection turns into partnerships and dream turns into reality. And because Blockchain DXB is the media partner for Future Blockchain Summit and Fintech Search 2025, guys, in the show notes below, you'll see the registration details, and there's a hidden discount code mentioned below as well. So do one thing, guys, click on the show notes below, get yourself registered, and see you between the 12th and 15th at Dubai Harbour at the Future Blockchain Summit and Fintech Search 2025. Hey everyone, it's Josh from Blockchain DXB. You're listening to the Ask Me Anything series, where you listeners can ask any questions regarding Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and Metaverse. I have a question by Amit who asks, can MetaMask stablecoin, that is mmUSD, compete with PayPal's PYUSD and Circle's USDC coin? This, to be honest, is such a really interesting question. Now look, Amit, when you talk about PayPal's PYUSD, the market cap is relatively strong, isn't it? But so far Circle USDC is concerned, their market cap right now is at around the $60 billion mark. So for now, I don't think so they might be in a position to aggressively compete with Circle USDC. But who's to say, maybe over a period of time, and you're talking about, let's say, a couple of decades, MetaMask stablecoin, that is mmUSD, will definitely be in a position to compete, isn't it? But what I feel, Amit, it does depend on how the product is launched and integrated, because unlike PayPal's PYUSD and Circle USDC, which are designed to serve general payments and institutional finance, MetaMask stablecoin, that is mmUSD, seems to be built in mind with more people who are using Web3 or even decentralized protocols, isn't it? And more importantly, it needs to be embedded within the MetaMask ecosystem. Now, one good thing is that MetaMask is one of the most widely used non-custodial wallets, so I do feel there is a possibility for MetaMask stablecoin, that is mmUSD, to become the default stablecoin for on-chain activity, and this is possible across different decentralized apps. But look, Amit, I really strongly feel that the real strength of mmUSD, that is the stablecoin, does actually lie with the native integration of MetaMask, giving it immediate access to millions of users across multiple chains. And here's the thing, Amit, if it is seamlessly integrated with gas payments, there's a possibility it might be in a position to offer a better user experience in comparison to, let's say, PayPal's PYUSD and Circle USDC. But that thing being said, Amit, it's really important to note, when you talk about PayPal and Circle USDC as such, they have a very strong and deep regulatory and financial infrastructure, isn't it? And it is needless to say that PayPal's stablecoin, that is PYUSD, is backed by one of the biggest payment companies in the world. Whereas if you look at Circle's USDC, they have the strongest institutional backing and is already seeing wider adoption. And what I really like about Circle's audit process is, they do actually publish a really comprehensive report. It is well over 150 pages long. So keeping that thing in mind, Amit, I do feel that these advantages do actually make them more appealing to compliance-heavy environment and also for some off-chain users as well, isn't it? But look, there's a very high possibility for MetaMask stablecoin to go and replace PayPal's PYUSD and Circle's USDC at least in a decade's time. But you never know, the cryptocurrency world is absolutely wild, isn't it? There is a very high possibility they might be the only stablecoin that will be used in the so-called Web3 world as well. But definitely an interesting question. And that's overall, guys, from the Ask Me Anything series on Blockchain DXB. In case if you like listening to this podcast, please click on the follow button, give it a 5-star rating and share the word across. Remember, Monday to Thursdays we have Blockchain DXB podcast, where we cover top news and information pertaining to the process. We look at the geopolitical news. We also discuss a lot of news related to tariffs, and we also look at the latest technological developments. And then, guys, we look at two news from Dubai, UAE, and the Middle East. We look at the latest technological developments. We also look at the new developments in the world of AI. And finally, guys, what you're listening to right now is the Ask Me Anything series, where your listeners can ask any questions regarding Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, Metaverse. So thanks so much for listening, guys, and have a nice one. Bye-bye.